Alright, welcome everybody as we join Titus on this nice little swim out in the ocean. Today I'm going to talk a bit about the weapon customization. So, first let's go to items. Equipment. So you might be asking yourself, why do I pay 200 for one item and 2,000 for another? Well, this is the reason right here. Now these two are very similar. The difference is just magic plus 5%, magic plus 10%. So you're going to only notice maybe like 100 gil difference in cost. And they both have a second available slot. And you might ask, well, why is this one 2,000? Well, that's because it has no abilities. Well, that's because it has 3 customized slots. That's right, you're paying for customized slots, people. Much like when you go out and buy a new couch, if you want it tailored to your fancy, you pay a little bit extra. And that's what you do when you buy weapons and armor. So if you see something that has no abilities you want, and is costing a fortune, that means you can put whatever abilities you want on it, as long as you have the correct item to do so. And this is the best way to get some of the better abilities, if you will, on a sword, like such as this one here. Overdrive to AP. This means every time an overdrive action happens. So like, say you constantly get hit by enemies, this means the overdrive will be converted into AP, giving you more AP. As well as the double overdrive means you'll get twice as much AP. So yeah, that's a pretty good, you can't buy these ones. So I mean, there's a double AP one right there too. So yeah, you can't buy these. They're pretty rare and hard to make. Yeah, you can only make these types, and they're pretty good. But then there's other standard ones like Ice Strike, Lightning Strike, Poison Touch, Strength, Magic increases, you know. Those are pretty common, you can buy those. But if you want to get the better abilities, you have to customize. So, first off, the grayed out ones. These ones you can't add abilities to, usually because either the slots are all filled up, or they're unable to upgrade. There's like Titus's Brotherhood. You can't upgrade that one whether he's equipped with it or not in the beginning because it transforms later on. So let us head down to, where are we here? Going here. So talk a bit about the customizing weapons. Let's find one here for Yuna. There we go. This one here. So, here's your list of abilities on the left. These are determined by the items you have and how many of them you have. So like here, I don't have enough to make double AP, I need more elixirs. I don't have enough, I have just enough, you know. So these are just a list of all the abilities you have. Over in the right corner, upper right, you have the item cost. This is how much, the name of the item it will cost and how much it will cost you. The left bubble is how much you currently have, and the right bubble is how much you'll have afterwards. So adding sensor to this, you go to sensor, add. The name changes from ductile to rod of wisdom. And I lose 2 ability spheres. Notice the left one went down to 95. So it cost me 2 ability spheres. Just like this would cost me 1 level 2 sphere. So you can, as long as you have the items, you can select the items you want for that piece of equipment. The next one is, there's standard ones like strength, magic, stat boosters that boost your individual stats like magic, strength, defense, magic, defense, such as like that. Then there's passive abilities which like counter, boost, 1 MP cost, which actually no, counter would be an active ability. All these here passive abilities are abilities that, you know, they help benefit your character in ways like giving stronger magic. Cost less MP, you know, they don't generally affect the players at any other status effects. Active abilities are ones that are actually implemented in action, like when you attack and stuff like that. See, these ones just boost your characters. They don't actually involve in the battle. So like stuff like counter, I don't have any other examples. Counter, the different strikes and touches, as well as the elementals. So with elemental, you have the strike, which will cause the element, and then the strike, which will cause that elemental damage to an enemy. So if an enemy is weak to fire strike, they'll take twice as much damage than the normal will. Otherwise, if they're immune to it or absorb it, they'll either take nothing or they'll absorb the cost. So you can add them on. Those fire strikes grayed out. Well, there's no point in having 2 fire strikes on the same weapon. Now elements have different two different suffixes, if you will. So we'll add stone. So now that will cause fire damage and stone somebody. The strikes, I believe, are 50% chance of causing that status effect. So if the enemy is, as long as the enemy is not immune to it, you have a 50-50 chance of poisoning the enemy. Or no, maybe that's okay. Strikes, I think strikes is 100% chance. Sorry. Yeah, if it has strikes, there's 100% chance that as long as the enemy is not immune, you'll actually affect them with that status effect. Touch is a 50-50 chance of poison. So you can do stuff. Let's go. Yeah, I don't have 2. You can put a strike and a touch on the same thing, I believe. I don't think it really matters. Like Death Strike will kill the enemy in one shot. I mean, that's pretty good if you're in a quick hurry. Next is the equipment, the armor. They're usually stuff with Tetra, means it has 4 available slots. That's like some of the best armor to customize with. If you can find Tetra equipment, go with that. Glorious is like 3. You can buy these at the shop in Besaid near the end of the game. So I mean, that's pretty good equipment to buy. So, armor, a little bit different. They have the element active abilities and status active abilities, as well as the passive abilities. So like I said, active abilities are the ones that directly affect you in battle, while passive abilities are kind of something that's there. Another interesting note is that the stat boosts, usually HP, MP, magic, defense, and defense are on the armor, and attack and magic are on weapons. You won't see them other places. So, let us head up and we'll start with the element, active ability elements. So, there's one for each element. Same as always. Glorious Shield turns into Red Brace, Lightning Ward, Red Brace still, and the hell, Water Ward. So that's a pretty good one. If you have a Tetra, you can put all 4 elements on, and they'll absorb all element all elements at once, or well, they'll take half damage from all elements. And then same with the silence. You can protect yourself from status effects as well. So, like the weapons, there's different levels of elemental defense. Ward is 50%, so you'll take 50% damage. Proof is you're immune to it, so you'll take 0 damage. And Eater means you'll absorb the damage. So if you have like all the element eaters on a piece of equipment, you'll absorb all the elements. That's why Tetras are pretty good. As for the status effects, they only have 2, Ward and Proof. Ward is a 50-50 chance, and Proof means you will not be affected by it. Because you can't absorb, you know, status effects, so there's no eaters for the status effects. Next are the SOS abilities. What these are abilities that are activated during critical. So when your character is critical, so they were in the yellow, these will become automatically active. So I mean, stuff like Protect is pretty good, or Haste. So if your character is, you know, in critical condition, this will activate, and maybe they'll get their chance off sooner to either get them out of the way or to heal them. Same with Protect and Shell, where they'll take a little less damage and survive the next attack. Or, you know, if an enemy uses a frost spell on you and you're in critical, you'll absorb it. Next are the auto abilities. These happen whether these will automatically be on through the whole level. There's no way to take them off, even if the character is, even if the enemy tries to dispel it, it won't. And I mean, these are rather funny to use, because you'll watch enemies try to dispel your status effect, and that's all they'll do, and it won't work. Sorry, I had to take some water there. So as I said, defense, magic defense, HP, and MP increases. These are a separate kind of item auto abilities. What they'll do is they'll use items automatically. So you'll automatically use potions, cure status ailments, raise. Strolls. So as you walk, you'll recover either HP, MP. Here's a passive ability, non-encounter. It means you won't encounter any enemies whatsoever. So let's. No, I don't have enough for that. Purifying salts they come from enemy in a later area, but you can find quite a few of them. And then there's the breaks. What the breaks are is they'll actually push your if you will, the HP MP over their standard limits. So instead of having 9999 for HP, you'll have over 10,000. MP, you'll have over 1,000. You'll also they'll have the damage breaks, which means you'll actually be able to do more damage than 10,000. You can do like, I think Orin on one of my original files does like 20,000 damage. So I mean, those are good ones to have. So all you do to activate, you just, once you find the item, it'll show up here, and then you just keep stealing or attacking that enemy. Best way to do it is to steal, and just collect yourself the number of items until you're able to use it. Select the piece of equipment you want it, and then just add it, and you're done. So that's all I have for items. If there's any questions, just ask me. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. Bye, folks.